Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. May I have your attention, please? We have a lost engagement ring in a box that we are looking for. If you have found this ring, if you could give it to one of the house personnel or ushers, we would really like to find that. Once again, we have a lost engagement ring in a small box. If you could find that and give it to one of the house personnel, we would really appreciate it. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Welcome to the graduation ceremony at the University of Akron. Please take a moment now to identify the nearest exit to you so you can safely exit the building if it should become necessary to do so. Out of respect for the dignity of this ceremony, we ask that you turn off your cell phone, pager, or other personal communication or entertainment devices. Please refrain from using personal communication devices during the ceremony. Thank you for your cooperation and understanding of this request. Our graduation ceremony will begin in a few moments.
Candidates, please be seated. Mr. President, the candidates are assembled.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege to extend a most cordial welcome to all who have joined us for the 219th commencement ceremonies of the University of Akron. Welcome graduates, and welcome to the parents, grandparents, spouses, relatives, and friends who have helped make this day possible, who have helped make this day an achievement, and who share your pride in this celebration. Will everyone please rise and join Catherine Miller in singing our national anthem?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. Please be seated. Today we are gathered in formal convocation with graduates in the areas of engineering, health professions, applied science and technology, and community service and technology. By way of background, the fall class of 2016 consists of 1,372 candidates from 24 states and 28 countries. This group includes 52 candidates for doctorate degrees, 29 for Juris Doctor degrees, 310 for master's degrees, 858 for bachelor's degrees, and 197 for associate's degrees. I also want to go beyond sharing a little bit of information and provide a few important introductions about who has joined me here on the stage. First and foremost, we are joined by representatives of more than 700 of our distinguished faculty, including this ceremony's Grand Marshal. We have with us here on the stage our Associate Professor of Business and Technology, Ms. Colleen Teague. If I can get Colleen and our other faculty members on stage and out in the audience to please rise and be recognized. We'd like to thank our faculty. Our faculty truly are special individuals that bring their expertise and life experiences for the benefit of our students, and we truly are thankful for all that they do. Today, we're also honored to have with us members of the Board of Trustees of the University of Akron. I ask that they stand as I call their names and remain standing, and that we hold our applause until they've all been introduced. The chairman of our Board of Trustees, Mr. Roland Bauer of Silver Lake, our Vice Chair, Mrs. Olivia P. DeMoss of Richfield, Mr. Warren L. Wolford of Akron, Mrs. Jennifer E. Blickel of Akron, Dr. Alfred C. Ciraldo of Akron, Chairman Emeritus Dr. Donald E. Demke of Worcester, and today's honorary degree recipient is Chair Emeritus Jonathan T. Pavlov of Akron. We will be hearing more about this distinguished guest later. But also joining us are our student trustees, Darnell Davis Jr. of Akron and Zachary Michael of Canton. In addition, the board is served by 2 elected officers who are here with us today. The Secretary of the Board and University Vice President and General Counsel, Mr. Ted A. Mallow of Greene, and Assistant Secretary of the Board and Associate Vice President and Deputy General Counsel, Ms. Celeste Cook of Medina. By way of note, Mr. Mallow will retire on December 31st after more than a half of a century of association with this wonderful institution. First as a student, also as a student athlete, then as a faculty member, and he's also served as an administrator and board officer. Mr. Mallow is the longest continuously serving Assistant Attorney General and General Counsel among all Ohio State universities. In fact, it's interesting to note that he has worked with 8 University of Akron presidents. Next spring, we will be honored to present Ted with an honorary Doctor of Laws degree at the law school's commencement ceremony. Now, please join me in greeting our trustees, our board officers, and our special guests. Thank you. We are also pleased to have with us, and also representing the University of Akron administration, many folks that you may or you may not know. But I can tell you that whether it's on the forefront or behind the scenes, they are tirelessly working for you and for the betterment of our institution. These individuals include Senior Vice President and Provost, Dr. Rex Ramsier, Dean of the Williams Honors College, Dr. Lakeisha Ransom, Dean of University Libraries, Amy DeChambeau, Executive Dean of the Graduate School, Dr. Chan Midda, Chief of Staff to the President, Mrs. Barbara Weinzierl, Vice President of Student Affairs, Dr. John Messina, Vice President of Development, Mrs. Kimberly Cole, Dean of Wayne College, Dr. Jared Tudor, Dean of the College of Applied Science and Technology, Dr. Elizabeth Kennedy, Director of the School of Allied Health and the College of Health Professions, Dr. Victor Pinheiro, and Dean of the College of Engineering, Dr. Donald Visco. Would you please join me in greeting these colleagues as well? Thank you. We are also pleased to have with us on the stage other important members of the university family and special guests, and I would like to acknowledge them. We have the Director of the Women in Engineering Program and University Order today, Mrs. Heidi Cressman, Director of Student Success Services and Zip Assist and University Order, Mrs. Cassandra Verardi, Director of Alumni Relations, Mr. William Coman, and our vocalist today is the talented Miss Catherine Miller, a student in our School of Music. Will you please join me in greeting these individuals as well? I would now like to ask the chairman of our board, Mr. Roland Bauer, to extend greetings to each one of you on behalf of the board. Mr. Bauer.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, Ted Mallow, for your 47 years of exemplary service to this university. Good afternoon. On behalf of the University of Akron's Board of Trustees, I offer a warm welcome to our guests, and especially to the Fall 2016 graduating class. Graduates, you are the sole reason why this university exists, and we thank you for entrusting us with your higher education. You had many options from which to choose, and we sincerely hope that your Akron experience has proven that you chose wisely. In addition to conveying our gratitude, we want you to know that we appreciate and applaud your accomplishments here. Through great effort and perseverance, you have seized opportunities to broaden and sharpen your thinking, expand your worldview, attain professional and personal growth, and become educated citizens. Now you will have more and greater opportunities to thrive, to contribute, and to serve. My fellow trustees and I wish that the journey awaiting you will be filled with good health, good fortune, and continued success, and will, from time to time, lead you back here to your alma mater. We are honored to join with your families, friends, and faculty in celebrating this important milestone. Congratulations and all best wishes for the holidays.
Mr. Bauer, fellow trustees, distinguished faculty and administrators, guests, proud parents, family and friends, and of course, my dear graduates and members of the University of Akron family, congratulations. Today is your day. Today is graduation day. And when you think of graduation, it's often referred to as one of life's milestones. And I want to take this opportunity to share with you some thoughts about this milestone and how it might apply to you and as the things as you go forward. Not only does a graduation ceremony constitute the marking of a conferral of a university degree, but it's also an event from which we consider how far we have come. The second way of looking at the graduation ceremony relates to its common name, commencement. I remember being confused the first commencement that I attended to, because commencement to me certainly did not mean an end, it meant a beginning. In fact, symbolically, the idea of a commencement indicates the start of a new journey. It means that you still need to go much further. There's also a third way to look at this milestone, one that I strongly urge you to adopt today. For the moment, I urge you to ignore the past and to put aside the future, if even just for this moment. Instead, I invite you to focus on the present and appreciate where you are right now. By that, I mean this very moment, sitting here in this beautiful performance hall that we know to be E.J. Thomas. You're wearing your cap, you're wearing a gown, maybe something that many of you will never ever do again. And please note that I did not say observe where you are now. I said appreciate where you are now. Because today you become college graduates, or master's graduates, or even you obtain your PhD and become doctors. I want you to think about how truly rare that is. Less than half of all Americans have an associate degree or higher. Worldwide, it's estimated that only 7% of the population holds a college degree. If you think that that sounds exclusive, I want you to put that in the perspective of time. The first university was actually founded in Morocco in the year 1859. So if you factor in all humans who have ever lived over these past 1,127 years, I think I got that right. I'm a lawyer, and I went to law school to avoid math, so don't hold me to that. And how a tiny fraction of that held a college degree, I think you'll begin to realize that you have earned your way into a very, very, very exclusive club. A club that's equipped to make a difference and to assist others in so many respects. That, in and of itself, should make you feel accomplished. It should make you feel confident. More than anything, I deeply hope that it makes you feel profoundly grateful. Grateful because philosophers, saints, and sages from nearly every culture and nearly every age have reminded us that happiness begins with a sense of gratitude. Today is truly a day for gratitude. Gratitude that you made it. Gratitude for the lessons learned. The things to do, the things not to do. The knowledge you gained, and the skills that you developed. Hopefully, deep down in your heart, you have gratitude for those who supported you through the process. Possibly it was your family, your friends, your roommate, staff members, mentors, or maybe just that simple someone. Hopefully, you have much gratitude for this great university. I know I certainly do, and that's why I'm here today. In fact, I reflect on the words of the great Roman senator and philosopher Cicero, who once said that gratitude is not only the greatest of all virtues, but the parent of all others. Through your gratitude, you can build up your university. How? You can do it in conversation. How? You can do it in action going forward. On a daily basis, I personally expend significant efforts and energy telling the world about the greatness of our institution, about our professors, about our alumni, about our great students. I would encourage you and invite you to do the same. Your degree is like stock. If we all do well, the value of your degree will become enhanced even more. So as you build up the University of Akron in conversation, not only will you enhance the reputation of the university, but it will also give added value to your degree. We're all vested in the university. We're all in this together. So as I look for your Facebook posts, as I look for your tweets, as I look for things on Instagram, I hope that you will constantly support and give shout outs to Zips Nation and the greatness of the education that you've received. And as graduates of this great university, you now possess many key things that you didn't have before. You possess a combination of knowledge, education, capabilities, and opportunities that are unavailable and even inaccessible to the vast majority of people on this planet. That begs the question, what are you going to do with this potent combination that you've obtained here at the University of Akron, beyond just showing appreciation? In my estimation, the responsible thing, the moral thing, and really the right thing to do is to put this potent combination to use. Not only for your own benefit, but for the benefit of your family, your community, and society in general. So, how best to do that? Well, let me give you 4 tips that hopefully you can carry forth with not only today, but as you move forward. And the first tip that I have is recognize that each day will bring choices that shape the person and the professional you will become. Some of these choices will be momentous forks in the road. However, most of them will be small and simple decisions that relate to how you conduct yourself, how you carry out your responsibilities, and how you interact with others. People are always watching you. People will always have hope and faith in you. So what can you do? Well, choose to show respect, tolerance, compassion, and hope. Put a smile on your face. Say hello to passersby. If you see somebody in need, stop and reach out. In your professions, choose to act ethically, responsibly, and consistently. You will find that the choices you make not only shape who you are, but they will shape your profession, and to a degree, they will even shape, influence, and impact society. As graduates of the University of Akron, you are destined to become leaders in your own homes, in your families, in your communities, in your profession, and in society as a whole. Keep in mind that when making small decisions, as well as great ones, you have the opportunity to make an impact. The second tip that I have is make sure that you do not approach your future career simply as another job. In fact, remember, regardless of our position in life, regardless of the adversity that we have suffered, regardless of the things that we have accomplished, we all hold a valuable role in society. Through your education at the University of Akron, your role is likely enhanced as you will have greater potential and more opportunities. Keep in mind that in your future profession, it not only benefits you, but it somehow contributes to the greater good. In fact, if your profession does not contribute to the greater good, I can tell you as a lawyer and a law professor, it probably means that whatever you're doing is not legal, because all legitimate professions contribute to the greater good. With that realization comes a responsibility to maximize your contribution to the best of your ability. Said more simply, because what we do affects others, we carry a moral duty to do our best. We have a moral duty to seek out excellence, to strive to make the world a better place. In fact, I hope that your experience here at the University of Akron taught you to do your best, to work hard, to always contribute, and to strive for excellence. The third piece of advice that I want to share with you today is that you should always take the high road. Respect the rights of others. Respect their opinions, especially when they differ substantially from your own. Take a moment to listen. I hope that one of the things that you learned in your classes was the value of stopping, listening, pondering, trying to understand other viewpoints, and seeking ways to build bridges. I think oftentimes in our society today, we forget about building bridges. I had an opportunity several months ago to be invited by the White House to Washington, D.C., to talk about the appointment of an individual to the United States Supreme Court. As I assembled in a building adjacent to the White House, I had the opportunity to engage in conversation with those that were around. And it was very interesting to me as we talked about this side and that side, as there were unkind words that were being thrown around. I had the opportunity to pause the conversation, to talk about the value of building bridges and working together, finding ways to make our country a better place. Who was I to make those statements? I'm just me. I'm one simple individual named Matt Wilson. But I knew that by throwing my voice and my opinion in the conversation about coming together and work for the greatness of society, that maybe it would have even the smallest of impact. So my advice to you is, whether you think somebody's going to listen or not, stand up for what you believe in, stand up for what you know is right, but also be patient, be understanding. As a graduate of this college, you should be uniquely positioned to understand, to assess, to analyze, to advocate, and to discover creative solutions to the problems that stand before you. Life never should be a zero-sum game. We're all in this together to succeed. One of the things that is apparent to me and striking as I look around is the impact that technology has had on the world before us. When I grew up, and people tell me I look like I'm really young, so this may date me a little bit, and it may help convince you that I actually am a grandfather of two. But I remember growing up when we didn't have technology, when the TVs were black and white and we had only 4 or 5 television channels, when a telephone call long distance was a major event at the Wilson household, because it seemed like if somebody lived even 100 miles away, that distance was really, really far. Today, in this world of technology, as I have lived around the world, and I've spent half of the last 30 years of my life living outside of the country, it really has inspired me to see what technology can do. It can help us understand. It can help us communicate. It can really help this world come together as one, because we're all brothers and sisters. We're all in the same family. But despite its many benefits, technology has enabled and even encouraged the creation of personal echo chambers. Oftentimes, we see only the news that interests us, where we hear only the views that support our own, and where we experience only the art and the culture that we're accustomed to. We can and should reverse the current rise in discord and dissension by appreciating that individuals who hold different opinions are not necessarily evil, nor are they necessarily wrong. In fact, having lived around the world, I can share several experiences with you of what I've discovered. Because I remember back when I was an 18-year-old, I was just finishing up with high school, and I was thinking that I knew everything about the world. I knew what was right and wrong. I thought that there was only one right way. I was a meat and potatoes kid. Some folks had likened me to Dennis the Menace. Now, mind you, nothing ever illegal, but I've been known to have some fun. But I truly was the meat and potato kid that had no interest in things that were international. But I thought that, I would volunteer to do some missionary service for my church. My church decided that it would be best for me to go overseas. So they sent me a letter and said, Matt, we would like you to go to northern Japan. My family and friends thought that was a great idea. They were very excited. Gasps and congratulatory messages abound. Deep down inside, I was worried. I was nervous. In fact, I had a lot of fear. How in the world could I go to Japan? I didn't know much about Japan, except I knew they liked to eat rice. I hated rice. I thought it tasted like cardboard. I knew in Japan they ate a lot of raw fish. This was back in the 1980s. There was no way I was eating anything raw. I knew the Japanese spoke a difficult language. How in the world could I learn that? My thought was, as I went out to teach folks about my beliefs and to do service projects, that I would be in this foreign country, unable to speak and tell someone that I need some real food. But believing that there was a higher purpose in store, off to Japan I went. And what I learned was about the value of us all. I learned about coming together. I learned about other cultures and other viewpoints. That's the great thing about the education that you've gotten here at the University of Akron, is you've been exposed to different things. And I hope you've come to the conclusion that two people can truly observe the same event and honestly draw different conclusions. Can that be frustrating? Yes. But can it be useful? Absolutely. Because what I learned being involved internationally and what I've learned living here in the United States is there's far more common ground around us than we realize. We really are all on the same team. And if we're not, we should be. My fourth and final piece of advice Amen. Now I'm going to tear up, guys. Thanks. My fourth and final piece of advice is for you to follow your dreams with the realization that dreams often change. If you don't achieve your dream immediately, whatever it might be right now, see it as a delay or a detour, but never a dead end. Know that it takes more than simple ambition to just fulfill your dreams. Work hard, remember who you are. And maybe many of you are in the same situation that I've been in my life. You know, I often thought looking for a job that I would send my resume off to employers and that they would look at my resume and that they would be so excited to hire me that I would get a phone call immediately and they would come and say, you know what, Matt, we would love to hire you. We'll pay you all of the money in the world. We'll give you a car. Come on down. But what I realized was life is never that simple. I had a dream to become an international lawyer. And I remember after my first year of law school, sending out resumes to all of these international law firms. Now, what I learned was these firms were really kind, caring, compassionate, loving. So much so that when I sent them a resume off, they would take valuable time out of their busy schedule to write me a personalized letter back that said something like this: Dear Mr. Wilson, congratulations on your accomplishments in the past and best of luck to you in the future. You're not part of ours. So what did I do? Did I get discouraged? Absolutely. I put my head on my wife's shoulder and I looked at her and said, oh no, this means I have to practice family law. Not that there's anything wrong with family law, but I wanted to be an international lawyer. I didn't want to do something that I didn't have an interest in. So my word of advice to you as I stand here as the 17th president of the University of Akron is don't give up on your dreams. Work hard, have grit, never let the world tell you no. Because if they tell you no, the world's wrong. And the great thing that you have with a college degree and that elite group that I've talked about is you can do it. You can overcome. Even when life is dark, there's light at the end of the tunnel. And your college degree helps you with that. So as you pursue your dreams, surround yourself with people who believe in you and who encourage you. Form relationships and nurture them. In your most difficult times, remember the people who love you, your family and your friends. They will sustain you. Your family includes the folks here on this stage. Your family includes those who are here at the University of Akron. It certainly includes the friends that you have made here during your time at the University of Akron. As part of pursuing this dream, make sure it's a dream that is worth having. See that it includes the giving of your time, your talents, and the treasures to other people and to great causes. These will be sources of genuine and lasting joy. If your life is lived solely for money or position, you risk wasting it in a shallow and unfilling pursuit of mere shadows. The real wealth in life is your friendships, your family, fulfillment in your careers, the satisfaction of looking back and overcoming obstacles. And I bet many of you are looking at this day with great satisfaction. It comes from your relationship with your God and in what you have contributed to others. By seizing your opportunities, by putting in effort, by enduring, you have earned the right to be counted among the tiny fraction of people who enjoy the opportunities and the benefits of being college graduates. So, today, celebrate. Tomorrow, turn to the world with confidence, gratitude, and the resolve to make the most of what you now possess. Graduates, Godspeed, and good luck. would now like to ask trustees Mr. Roland Bauer and Mrs. Olivia DeMoss to escort Jonathan Pavlov to the podium for awarding of the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters. Our university order will recite the record of Jonathan Pavlov's accomplishments.
Mr. Pavlov graduated as a Moorhead Kane Scholar at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill in 1971. From there, he launched a successful career in logistics that spans Fortune 500 companies, entrepreneurial ventures, and consulting services. He was a vice president for an information services consulting company that was recognized by Inc. magazine as one of the fastest growing private companies in the United States. Mr. Pavlov also served for 16 years as a corporate officer at Roadway Express and Roadway Services. During that time, he was president of Summit Information Systems and IT operating unit of Roadway Services. Mr. Pavlov also served as Roadway's vice president of corporate planning and played a leadership role in the business planning and development of the spinoff of Roadway Express from Roadway Services and the creation of Caliber Systems. In 2011, Mr. Pavlov was appointed to the Board of Trustees of the University of Akron by Governor John Kasich for a limited term that ended July 1, 2016. During his tenure, Mr. Pavlov served with distinction as board chair, vice chair, chairman of the Audit and Compliance Committee and the Personnel and Compensation Committee, as a member on numerous committees, and as the board liaison to the University of Akron Foundation Board and the University of Akron Research Foundation Board. As an expression of appreciation for his service to the university, the board voted on December 7th to award Mr. Pavlov with the title Chair Emeritus. Mr. Pavlov also contributed his time and talent to numerous worthy causes, including service on the boards of the Margaret Clark Morgan Foundation, the Old Trail School Foundation, and the Summa Foundation. Today, he continues to apply his considerable business acumen by advising clients in many industries on strategic planning and information technology issues. In recognition of impressive professional accomplishments and exemplary service to his community, state, and nation, John Pavlov is presented to receive the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters.
Greetings, distinguished colleague. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Akron and the state of Ohio, I now confer upon you, Jonathan T. Pavlov, the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, duties, and responsibilities of that degree. As evidence of this, the highest honor the university can bestow, you will now be vested with the hood of the Doctor of Humane Letters and receive an appropriately inscribed diploma. Congratulations. I would now like to invite Provost Ramsier to come forward as we proceed with the awarding of the degrees.
Ladies and gentlemen, by your presence here today, we know that you understand the value of education. Universities are also involved in expanding human knowledge. Our faculty and students do so by engaging in research and scholarly activities, which lead to new discoveries. The students you are about to meet have contributed to this process of knowledge creation. Will the Executive Dean of the Graduate School, Dr. Chand Mitta, please rise? Will the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy and Doctor of Nursing practice degrees please rise? Mr. President, these students have successfully fulfilled the requirements of the graduate school. With the approval of the Executive Dean and the graduate faculty, these students are now presented to you to receive the Doctor of Philosophy or the Doctor of Nursing practice degree.
Thank you, Dr. Ramsier. Candidates, congratulations on this remarkable achievement. Exercising the authority of the trustees of the University of Akron, legally vested by the people of the state of Ohio, and upon recommendation of our faculty, I now confer upon each of you who has fulfilled the highest requirements of the university, the Doctor of Philosophy or Doctor of Nursing Practice degree, with all of the rights, privileges, duties, and responsibilities of that degree. As evidence of this achievement, you will now be vested with the hood of the Doctor of Philosophy or Doctor of Nursing Practice and receive an appropriately inscribed diploma.
Doctors of Philosophy and Doctor of Nursing Practice, please come forward to receive your diplomas as directed by the University Marshals. We ask the audience to please hold your applause until the last name has been called. From the College of Engineering, receiving the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Mukesh Kumar Chippa, hooded by Dr. Malik Albaluk. Abdel Rahman Mahamadi, hooded by Dr. Malik Albaluk. Zai Chen Gao, hooded by Dr. Wisla Binienda. Natalie Waxmansky, hooded by Dr. Wisla Binienda. Almira Ganbari, hooded by Dr. Robert Lillard. Kartik Gopal, hooded by Dr. Shen Yong Wang. Sunil Gowda, hooded by Dr. Timurali Srivatsan. Sang-Yu Wang, hooded by Dr. Zhen-Meng Peng. Abdullah Al-Oman, hooded by Dr. Zhengmen Peng. Chanling Zhang, also receiving Master of Science, hooded by Dr. Zhenmeng Peng. Marla Kennedy, hooded by Dr. Christopher Miller. Sarah Klein, hooded by Dr. Minal Blon. Jonathan Rayala, hooded by Dr. George Chase. Shi Yang, hooded by Dr. George Chase. Shu Zhang, hooded by Dr. George Chase. Barak Tekun, hooded by Dr. Yilmaz Sozer. From the College of Health Professions, receiving the degree Doctor of Nursing Practice, Stephanie Sykes, hooded by Dr. Michelle Zelko. Receiving the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Julie Lennick, hooded by Dr. Varuni Fai Sangajadanovich. Christy Williams, hooded by Dr. Robert Schwartz.
Will the candidates for the master's degree please stand? Mr. President, these students have successfully fulfilled the requirements of a master's degree program. With the approval of the executive dean and the graduate faculty, these students are now presented to you to receive their master's degree.
Thank you, Dr. Ramsey. Congratulations to all of our master's students. Again, exercising the authority of the trustees of the University of Akron, legally vested by the people of the state of Ohio, and upon the recommendation of our faculty, I now confer upon each of you who has fulfilled all of the requirements, the master's degree, with all of the rights, privileges, duties, and responsibilities of that degree. As evidence of this great achievement, you will now receive the appropriate diploma.
Candidates, please come forward as directed by university marshals. Again, we ask those of you in the audience to please hold your applause until the last name has been called. From the College of Engineering, receiving the degree Master of Science in Chemical Engineering, Syed Mustafa Razavi. Receiving the degree Master of Science in Civil Engineering, Himani Alasari. Abdulrahman Al-Munabi. Lauren Buser. Vikas Gopagani. Tariq Hakami. Andrew Pelfrey. Receiving the degree Master of Science in Electrical Engineering, Filman Habtemariam. Gihan Janeth Mendes Mbugada Liangawadi. Receiving the degree Master of Science in Mechanical Engineering, Suma Roni Das. Isaac Gallardo. Garrett McHugh. Raghavendra Prasad Panakarajupali. From the College of Health Professions, receiving the degree Master of Arts in Education, Alexandra Bousquet. Lara Cianchati. Monica Dorica. James Figley. Alexis Garcia. Sharon Gellings. Janie Hernandez. Sterling McGrew. Alexis Toole. Lauren Audrey Wilson. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Speech Language Pathology, Melinda Joseph. Receiving the degree Master of Public Health, Sureka Apikatla. Receiving the degree Master of Science in Education, Chelsea Andorka. Nicole Gardner. Iran Hami. Andrew Hansen. Brendan Leister. Andrew Oravec. Jonathan Platten. Richard Rice. James Turner.
It's appropriate at this time that we give special recognition to those graduates who have demonstrated outstanding scholastic achievement in achieving their undergraduate degree. On page 11 of your program, I think, you'll find an explanation of the criteria for awarding these special designations. Recipients of academic honors, I know, are also noted individually in your program. As each group is called, I would ask that members please rise and remain standing. As they do, I would encourage the audience to take notice of the honor cords, the stoles, the medallions that are worn by these graduates. You might wonder what these mean, but they're symbols of exceptional accomplishments in the classroom. I also ask that you hold your applause until we've been able to recognize everyone. So can I please have those graduating summa cum laude please rise? Will those graduating magna cum laude please rise? Will those graduating cum laude please rise? Will those graduating with highest distinction, high distinction, or distinction please rise? If I could have the Williams Honor Scholars please rise. Anyone who's been inducted into the Collegiate Honor Societies also please rise. In addition to these scholars, I'd also like to take a moment and recognize those individuals who have served or who are serving our nation. Will the candidates who are veterans or current members of our armed forces please rise? Thank you and congratulations to you all. Please be seated. Now we will proceed with the conferral of undergraduate degrees. Dr. Ramsey.
Will Dr. Donald Visco, Dean of the College of Engineering, please rise? Will the candidates for degrees from the College of Engineering please rise and remain standing? Will Dr. Victor Pinero, representing the Dean of the College of Health Professions, please rise? Will the candidates for degrees from the College of Health Professions please rise and remain standing? Will Dr. Elizabeth Kennedy, Dean of the College of Applied Science and Technology, please rise? Will the candidates for degrees from the College of Applied Science and Technology please rise and remain standing? Will Dr. Jared Tudor, Dean of Wayne College, please rise? Will the candidates for degrees from Wayne College please rise and remain standing? Mr. President, these students have successfully fulfilled the requirements of one of the undergraduate degrees in their respective colleges. With the approval of the deans and the faculty, these students are now presented to you to receive their undergraduate degree.
Thank you, Dr. Ramsayer, and congratulations to you all. Exercising the authorities of the trustees of the University of Akron, legally vested by the people of the state of Ohio, and upon the recommendation of our faculty, I now confer upon each of you who has fulfilled all of the requirements the appropriate degree, with all of the rights, privileges, duties, and responsibilities of that degree. Graduates, would you please be seated for a moment? Now, candidates, as evidence of your achievements, you will be called to the stage to receive your diploma. Please follow the directions of our university marshals and proceed, and I look forward to personally greeting you each on the stage.
In appreciation and respect for all our graduates, we would like you to hold your applause and any and all acknowledgments of your individual student so that our graduates and their guests are able to hear their names called. From the College of Engineering, receiving the degree Bachelor of Science in Biomedical Engineering, Angel Albright. Receiving the degree Bachelor of Science in Chemical Engineering, Abdullah Al-Subwai. Magna cum laude, William Doherty. Dominic Ryan. Receiving the degree Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering, James Bender. Robert Wilson. Receiving the degree Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering, Mark Keenan. Receiving the degree Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering, Adam Fox. Matthew Gatos. Trace Holman. Brandon Markgraf. Scott Michaud. Cum laude, Sarah Santos. Summa cum laude, David Royak. Magna cum laude, Bradley Ruhock. Alex Russell. Cum laude, Ryan Saylor. Summa cum laude, Matthew Shaniuk. Matthew Shannon. Russell Weaver. Summa cum laude, Ann William, also receiving summa cum laude, Bachelor of Science in Education. Isaiah William. Summa cum laude, Paul Wist, Jr. From the College of Health Professions, receiving the degree Bachelor of Arts, Tanya Hendricks. Summa cum laude, Carolyn Zaitzu. Receiving the degree Bachelor of Arts, Social Work, cum laude, Daphne Abrams. Magna cum laude, Samantha Bamford. Catherine Bedell. Jill Cooper. Ashley Edwards. Maria Graciani. Tondalea Howard. Magna cum laude, Karen Narum. Larry McCool. Robert Purita, Jr. Emma Schneider. Magna cum laude, Allison Thompson Lewis. Cum laude, Kamara Valentine. Receiving the degree Bachelor of Science in Dietetics, magna cum laude, Jamie Walker. Receiving the degree Bachelor of Science in Education, magna cum laude, Brianne Adcock. Christian Allen. Cum laude, Carlitos Anderson. Heather Baker. Summa cum laude, Roxana Buddha. Cum laude, Eric Copeland. Jonathan Davis. Brian Dice. Brendan Fitzgerald. Summa cum laude, Nathan Gentili. Summa cum laude, Lauren Gentner. Cum laude, Ashley Gorbolja. Also receiving cum laude, Bachelor of Science in Organizational Supervision. Richard Hall, Jr. Cum laude, Ryan Harris. Cum laude, Joseph Haynes. Magna cum laude, Mackenzie Heitek. Corey Ketzenmeyer. Melanie Kettler. Nicholas Lima. Also receiving Associate of Arts. Zachary Lorenzen. Megan McCants. Shane Miller. Samantha Montgomery. Corey Morrow. Cum laude, Caitlin Morrow. Jonathan Nottingham. Magna cum laude, Daniela Ranjan. Justin Rehark. Zachary Schillig. Andrew Schindewolf. Jacob Schlarb. Emmanuel Skordos. Patrick Smith. Robert Smith Harris. Colby Schneider. Wilmot Soa. Lauren Steiner. Zachary Sweat. Cum laude, Magna Weskowski. Receiving the degree, Bachelor of Science in Food and Environmental Nutrition, Teresa Damicone. Lacey Fisher. Laura Gullett. Anthony Monteleone. Scott Thomas. Receiving the degree Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Kimberly Barth. Brett Bazzelli. Daniel Doran. Nicole Gaisley. Brittany Goins. Michaela Kovac. Kenneth Larrabee. Cum laude, Kathleen Malady. Jacob Meyer. Cum laude, Rhiannon Moles. Damaris Kengla. Jane Onyeo. Morgan Sisley. Summa cum laude, Jennifer West.
From the College of Applied Science and Technology, receiving the degree Bachelor of Science in Automated Manufacturing Engineering Technology, magna cum laude, Oscar Jimenez. Michael Tecca IV. Receiving the degree Bachelor of Science in Computer Information Systems, Nathan Churko. Cum laude, Ziad Elia Jr. Magna cum laude, Dan Frisco, also receiving with high distinction Associate of Applied Business in Computer Information Systems. Kevin Groves. Brenda Gruber. Scott Gruser. Magna cum laude, Alexander Hunt. Joshua Poindexter. Matthew Roush. Receiving the degree Bachelor of Science in Construction Engineering Technology, Brandon Blankenship. Stephen Breka, also receiving Associate of Applied Science in Construction Engineering Technology. Donald Carey. Joseph Crowder. Patrick Georgievsky. Cum laude, Jordan Howe. Jonathan Hubler. Deanne Jovanovic. Corey Lieber. Jared Mattis. Robert Mims. Bradley Nagy, also receiving Associate of Applied Science in Construction Engineering Technology. Jacob Saffel, also receiving Associate of Applied Science in Construction Engineering Technology. Magna cum laude, Brian White. Zachary Williams. Receiving the degree Bachelor of Science in Electronic Engineering Technology, cum laude, Jordan Lockney. Douglas Stafford. Receiving the degree Bachelor of Science in Emergency Management and Homeland Security, Graham Arnold. Summa cum laude, Bravis Bailey. Jordan Cups. Magna cum laude, Nicholas Film, also receiving with high distinction Associate of Arts. Magna cum laude, Angelique Gonzalez. Cum laude, Serafina Kempf. Katie Knight, also receiving Associate of Applied Science in Emergency Medical Services Technology. Maya Katzen. Megan Pemberton, also receiving Associate of Applied Science in Criminal Justice Technology. Calvin Posnick. Cum laude, Brandon Souls, also receiving with distinction Associate of Applied Science in Criminal Justice Technology. Marcus Wagner. Receiving the degree Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering Technology, Jessica Dalton. Kyle Hammond. Robert Heintel. Kalisha King, also receiving Associate of Applied Science in Mechanical Engineering Technology. Brandon Lewis. Addison Moore, also receiving Associate of Applied Science in Mechanical Engineering Technology. Adam Sarah. Mark Silcox. Receiving the degree Bachelor of Science in Organizational Supervision, Jamie Angelo. David Bauman II. Darnice Brunson. Jarrett Burris. Reginald Carter II, also receiving Associate of Arts. Laura Lee Cross. Cum laude, Rebecca DeBoard. Cum laude, Amanda Diaz. Cody Jury, also receiving Associate of Applied Business in Business Management Technology. Amber Aiken. Kelsey Fioca. Amanda Fullen. Nicholas Good. Tyrell Goodman. Cody Grice. Jessica Harris. Amir Hawkins. Marissa Henning. Robert Holliday Jr. Kevin Horn. Tyrell Horsley, also receiving Associate of Arts. Brianna Jones. Caitlin Jones, also receiving Associate of Arts. Devin Kent. Garrett Krieger. Bethany Lane. Trevor Lepage. Cum laude, Kayla Littman. Claudio Manera, also receiving Associate of Arts. Jamal Marcus. Ben McCauley. Catherine Moore. Letha Moths, also receiving Associate of Arts. Shelley Norman. Stephanie Norman, also receiving Associate of Applied Business in Hospitality Management. Faith O'Doom, also receiving Associate of Arts. Cum laude, Jennifer Redford. Cum laude, Joel Richardson. Daniel Robertson. Michael Rohan. Stephanie Savola. DeAndre Scott. Lacey Scott. Rebecca Sear. Xavier Smith, also receiving Associate of Arts. Mark Wasco. Aaron Wilson.
From the College of Applied Science and Technology, receiving the degree Associate of Applied Business and Computer Information Systems, Zachary Garber. Corey Lewandowski. Kenneth Mangle. Audrey McMillian. Jeffney Steffen. Receiving the degree Associate of Applied Business in Hospitality Management, Megan Bonsky. Hannah Hall. Diamond Jones. With highest distinction, Taylor LaLiberty. Nathan Ray. Daniel Wallace. Kelsey Westbrook. Receiving the degree Associate of Applied Science and Community Services Technology, Milanka Maric. Receiving the degree Associate of Applied Science in Electronic Engineering Technology, Anthony Bruce. Receiving the degree, Associate of Applied Science in Fire Protection Technology, Jesse Blair Jr. With distinction, Nicholas Mancini. Receiving the degree, Associate of Applied Science in Manufacturing Engineering Technology, Eric Duff. Receiving the degree, Associate of Applied Science in Paralegal Studies, Roberta Johnson Kia. Receiving the degree, Associate of Arts, Taylor Edwards. Rhonda Hansen. Raven Henderson. Taylor Norman. Kayla Smith. Lisa Thompson Knight. Shanona Williams. Charmaine Wright. Receiving the degree, Associate of Science, Dion Jackson. Receiving the degree, Associate of Applied Business in Healthcare Office Management, Sharifa Cameron. Shonda Felton. Receiving the degree, Associate of Applied Science in Paraprofessional Education, Daniel Edwards. Kaylin Waters. Receiving the degree, Associate of Arts, Ashley Fickle. From the College of Health Professions, receiving the degree, Associate of Applied Science and Community Services Technology, Jessica Jones.
So, our beloved class of 2016, it's now time to signify your new status as official graduates by turning your tassels to the left side of your mortarboards. Congratulations. Now, audience, as our graduates were walking across the stage, I heard shout-outs, something about moms and dads and fathers and brothers and sisters. So I'm going to give you an opportunity now. All the shout-outs you want, go! Going to say after that rousing shout out, I'm sure you guys are going to be exhausted at the end of the day. If you haven't yelled enough, we've got a couple of basketball games tonight, women and men, so you're welcome to come over to the jar and keep that yelling going. But graduates, I want to do something with you guys now. Because as I talked about in my remarks, no one makes the journey to this day alone. In fact, you've been supported by your parents, your spouses, your friends, your relatives in so many ways. In many cases, they've worked and sacrificed so much to help you achieve this dream. So I think now it's appropriate for you to stand and face them and give them a shout out. Go! And we love you all as family. Now, graduates, stand up. I'm going to keep you up. I'm now going to invite everybody to rise and join Catherine Miller in singing our alma mater. The words of the song are on page 37 of your program.
Close beside Cuyahoga's waters, stream of amber hue, o'er old Buchtel's summit's glory waves the gold and blue. Here we Akron sound her praises, speed them on the gale. Ever stand our alma mater, Akron Hill, all hail.
Please be seated for the final portion of our ceremony today. So graduates, now that you're officially alumni of the University of Akron, I want to ask Mr. William Coleman, class of 2008 and 2010, and also our great Director of Alumni Relations, to officially welcome you in to the University of Akron Alumni Association. Mr. Coleman.
Thank you, President Wilson, and congratulations, fellow alumni. As we draw near the end of this special commencement ceremony, a day which you have indeed earned, you will rise from your seat and walk out those doors, a proud graduate of the University of Akron. Before you do, know that you are about to become part of a larger family, a family made up of 175,000 Akron alumni spanning the world. In 1870, this university was founded on the principles of equal education and philanthropy. Just 3 years later, our university, then known as Buchtel College, graduated its first student, a woman named Susie Chamberlain, who earned a Bachelor of Science degree. That year, Buchtel College graduated 4 students. This weekend, we graduate nearly 1,400. That is 1,400 graduates who will join a solid foundation of Akron alumni grounded in achievement, one with a reputation for putting our heads down and going to work. We are national champions. We are business owners, award-winning writers, artists, educators, and pretty awesome engineers as well. We are the Akron Blue and Gold. And we Zips are everywhere and know that we take care of our own. As Alumni Director, I extend to each of you an invitation to build and strengthen this common bond, to stay involved with your alma mater, from recruiting new Zips to the University of Akron, to mentoring current ones, to sharing your professional experiences to a class where you once were a student, and when given the opportunity, to hire Zips. For there now exists among us an eternal linkage. Know that your achievements will add to the collective success of our institution, our community, our nation, and our world. On behalf of more than 175,000 alumni worldwide, I am pleased and very honored to welcome you as members of the University of Akron Alumni Association. Best wishes in all you do, fellow alumni, and go Zips!
So now the class of 2016's response will be delivered by Bradley Ruhak. But before he speaks, allow me to tell you a little bit about him. Brad graduated today, magna cum laude, from the College of Engineering and the Williams Honor College, having earned a Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering with an overall GPA of 3.65. Brad has made the Dean's List in 5 semesters and received a Mid-American Conference Scholar Athlete Award in each of those semesters. He holds a UA Scholarship for Excellence, an Honors College Scholarship, the Swage-Locke Engineering Merit Scholarship, and the Graco Foundation Scholarship. He was also academic All-MAC squad member in 2014, 2015, and 2016. In fact, he's a finalist for the 2016 NCAA Senior Class Award. As impressive as this may sound, it is made more so by the fact that Brad also has been captain of our Division I MAC Championship men's soccer team since 2015. He received the MAC Commissioner's Award in 2013 and 2014, and nominations to the prestigious COS IDA Academic All-American Team in 2014 and 2015. Brad has volunteered with the YMCA, Alternative Spring Break, the Adopt a Family Fundraiser, and Habitat for Humanity. Following graduation, Brad intends to pursue his dream of playing soccer professionally. He's the son of Bill Ruhak and Jody Harrelson of Akron, Ohio. Brad, we are truly honored to invite you to address the fall 2016 graduating class. Brad.
Thank you, President Wilson, and thank you, Mr. Coleman, for your welcome to the University of Akron Alumni Association. On behalf of the fall 2016 graduating class, I proudly accept your invitation to continue our relationship with our alma mater by joining the Alumni Association. Good afternoon, everyone. I want to offer a huge congratulations to my fellow graduates here and all those graduating from the University of Akron this weekend. It is safe to say that just about everyone in cap and gown today has earned this moment by putting in the time and effort to succeed, and we should all be proud of where we are sitting today. As you heard from President Wilson, soccer has been a big part of my life for as long as I can remember. So it's easy to draw comparisons between our time here and what's been referred to as the beautiful game. Anyone who is committed to winning starts to compete long before they ever set foot on the pitch. It begins with study, assessing strengths and weaknesses, then developing a specific plan to counter the opposition. In many ways, isn't that exactly what we've been doing here? We have spent our time studying, discovering our strengths and weaknesses, and building a game plan to prepare to deal with the opposition, the real world. Some of us stuck with one major and completed our time here according to plan. Others of us changed majors, finding ourselves along the way and discovering what we want to do with the rest of our lives. And there are others whose future still remains in the balance, with options pulling us in many directions. That's the funny thing about game plans. You never know how they'll play out. Field conditions can turn from dry to sloppy. Injuries and penalties create different opportunities. Sometimes you fall behind, other times you jump out to a quick lead. My point being that the plan gets you into the game, but flexibility and adjustments are needed to win it. I've learned that the best teams are always ready, and I'm not talking about a game plan. They are always ready to work hard, always ready to focus on the details, and always, always ready to face the opposition. I've learned so much at this university, but that last point might be the most important lesson of all. I've played against teams from across the country, and thanks to my teammates and my coaches, I've always been ready to face each opponent. This university has done the same for all of us. We are all prepared to take on our next challenges. I'm proud to wear the Akron colors, and you should be too. A fitting way to conclude a speech is by saying thank you. And that's a good way for us to leave this university too. By saying thank you to the faculty, the administrators, the staff, and the coaches who helped to prepare us for the game that comes next. By thanking our teammates, academic and social, for their support and for being there to share in this experience. By thanking our fans, we're looking at you, Mom and Dad, for always believing in us, even when the odds were stacked against us. And by thanking this university for some of the most exciting, challenging, and memorable years of our lives. No matter what comes next for us, this will always be our alma mater. Congratulations and good luck.
Yes, and go Zips. That, ladies and gentlemen, was the Akron Blue and Gold, our well-known fight song, which has come to represent so many aspects of excellence and student success here at our university. Now, in closing, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge the many individuals whose great work made this ceremony possible. First, let us thank our musicians, beginning with our vocalist, Catherine Miller, our guitarist, Mr. Tyler Splizzo, and Dr. Christopher Blaha and the Akron Brass Choir. We'd also like to thank the University Marshals, whom you see in their gold robes. They are faculty and staff members who volunteer their time and help organize and facilitate this ceremony. Thank you, Marshals. And last but not least, let us also thank our interpreter, Mr. John Setterwall. And so, we conclude our commencement ceremony. On behalf of the trustees, our faculty, and the University of Akron family everywhere, I want to wish you much happiness, much success, and many happy returns to your alma mater. And to all of you, best wishes for a joyous holiday season and a wonderful 2017. Go Zips.
As we conclude our commencement exercises, we ask the stage party to please rise and remain standing. We ask our graduates to rise and remain standing. Guests of our graduates, please remain seated until our recessional has concluded. We also suggest that you meet your graduate in the Goodrich lobby. Thank you for attending the 219th commencement exercises of the University of Akron.